Good morning, y'all. My name is Austin. I work here at Serenity House in Abilene. I got clean here on October 19th, 2014. Let's start this Wednesday off with the just for today. Surrendering self-will. Our fears are lessened and faith begins to grow as we learn the true meaning of surrender. We are no longer fighting fear, anger, guilt, self-pity, or depression. Surrender is the beginning of a new way of life. When driven primarily by self-will, we constantly wondered whether we'd covered all the bases, whether we manipulated that person in just the right way to achieve our ends, whether we'd missed a critical detail in our efforts to control and manage the world. We either felt afraid, fearing our schemes would fail, angry or self-pitying when they fell through, or guilty when we pulled them off. It was hard living on self-will, but we didn't know any other way. Not that surrender is always easy. On the contrary, surrender can be difficult, especially in the beginning. Still, it's easier to trust God, a power capable of managing our lives, than to trust only ourselves, whose lives are unmanageable. And the more we surrender, the easier it gets. When we turn our will and our lives over to the care of our higher power, all we have to do is our part, as responsibly and as conscientiously as we can. Then we can leave the results to our higher power. By surrendering, acting on faith, and living our lives according to the simple spiritual principles of the program, we can stop worrying and stop living. Just for today, I will surrender self-will. I will seek knowledge of God's will for me and the power to carry it out. I will leave the results in my higher power's hand. I feel like I always share about myself, but that's all I have is my experience. I feel like this reading is me. If there's anybody that didn't know how to live with or without drugs, that hadn't matured emotionally, that had done lots of bad things, if there's anybody that didn't qualify to live a normal life, it's me. Thank God for Narcotics Anonymous. I've had a really good life since I got clean, and I just stopped trying to control it. And when I do control things, I end up miserable, and I let them go as soon as I realize it, or I take it back. Sometimes I struggle, but I'm just somebody that learned a lot of bad coping habits. I never matured emotionally. I was a mess, and I still can be some days if I don't get plugged in and work on my recovery every day, right? Didn't know how to be a father, and when I attempted, I was a bad father. So I just stayed away from my son for the longest time. Didn't know how to treat women. Didn't know how to treat other people. So I just tore everything up in my life. And I caused lots of pain and harm on myself and others. And when I got to Narcotics Anonymous and stopped using, God bless me. Restored the relationship with my son and his mother that I had damaged. I was able to restore relationships with people that had no business loving on me, or having hope that I was ever going to do anything good. And then most of all, I restored the relationship with myself. I was able to surrender and let God work in my lives, and good things started happening. I started having, my hope turned into faith, and now my faith has turned into trust. Like, I trust that I'm going to be okay. After almost 10 years clean, I've had everything I've ever needed, plus way more. God has blessed me. And some of the material wise, but mostly spiritual and emotionally. Like, I've been able to mature, and I'm able to be in conversations and being around people that I didn't have any business around before. And so I'm super blessed. It's only because of this program. I have a wife today. I'm married. I have a wife. And I'm recovering from lots of things, if you know what I mean. Never knew how to treat women or be in a relationship, none of those things. And so because I've surrendered to this program, my life has been blessed. I have a lot of relationships today that I wouldn't use, and I never was able to not use because of somebody before. Today I can honestly say I have a choice. I wouldn't do that to my son. I wouldn't do that to my wife. I wouldn't do that to the people that I love and the people that love me. And the reality of this thing for me is I got to get up and surrender every day. What I did yesterday for my recovery was yesterday. I wake up every day and start over. And what I do in the morning early is I got to start my recovery. I got to do something for my recovery today. And so every day is a fresh start, and I get to start recovering today. So I hope this helped y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all tomorrow.